Commanders versus Dolphins is almost in the book. Will be in the book. I'm not watching the end of the fourth quarter to record this podcast. I'll get to it later and get into the tape and all that. But most of the value that I could get from one quick watch, I think I got through the first 2.5 quarters. So I'm going to get into that today. A lot of good stuff. I worked my tail off on the Twitter thing, and I found that when I do the Twitter thing, I'm studying the game, I'm putting film out, and I'm taking snapshots, and I'm assessing things. It actually helps me with my evaluation. So I'm going to have lots of little goodies for you today. Okay, so the first thing that I thought was very, very interesting, but I don't know if it was a misspeak or it was a slip of the tongue. Kim Bokamper said that the Dolphins were going to be without Chubb and Phillips to start the season. Maybe he's just saying that from what he thinks. He doesn't know any real information. I thought that was interesting, and I'm going to be watching that to see. It will be very, very interesting if Phillips makes week 1. So I just throw that out there. You can go back to the recast and see and take it for what you want. Now, before I get into, I had 5 things that I wanted to watch. I got most of the value out of those 5. But clearly, guys, when Tua came in, this whole offense felt settled. It wasn't perfect. There was flaws. But you could see him using his ability to speed that ball. And you can see the picture right here. And just fit into small windows and kind of make this thing happen. Kid's got talent. The kid was the main driving force without the big guys at the skill position. No, it's not. They're not game planning. It's not top talent. But this, you could feel starter, special kind of starter with this kid there. So it doesn't mean he is going to be special regular season, but he looked good, and it was a very small piece of the menu on the table. So I thought that was a good thing. Then I had my top 5 must watch was Jordan Brooks, Cam Smith, Robert Jones, Brandon Peely, and Chop Robinson. And for me, I saw a lot of good things I liked from Jordan Brooks. But one thing that I thought I was a little concerned when he was with Seattle. They played 2-gap, which means the guys, kind of like what they did with Zach Thomas. They're soaking up blocks and allowing the linebacker to find his spot with like less people in front of him. And he really just kind of has to shoot and read and attack. But now we're running 1-gap where they're getting in there. There's more guys in his face. And there's a couple times I was like, I'm not sure if I felt that attack, stack, and shed. And somebody told me he went from 250 to 230. And so it's going to be very interesting to see how this plays out. I liked a lot of what I saw. He got frozen one time on a play action. They got to pass over him. It's just, it is what it is. I'm not making anything out of it. I'd hope for a little bit more pop, but I think it's like a holding pattern for me on that one. I can't wait to see more. Probably not in preseason, probably week 1. Cam Smith started ugly. He got beat, missed a tackle badly. And then he had an ugly tackle on where he's playing over coverage, and the guy did a stop catch, and he shot up, and it was flip-floppy. But he had this one with Zacchaeus, who is a little guy, but very fast, and he was with him step for step. Ball shouldn't have been thrown. But still, he was there. He got the handout, perfect coverage. And so he was grabbing his chest a little bit, the concern a little bit about staying healthy. There was some missed stuff on it, but that was real nice. I mean, that's something, okay. And, there's a little beat of the heart there. So I kind of put that as trending up, and I'm looking forward to seeing more. I'm going to say my best for last. Chop Robinson, I don't feel like I got enough out of it. I wasn't able to catch it all. He had the one where he shot and it was open. The guy didn't block him, whatever. And he got the tackle for a loss. This guy can do that, I mean, he could do that stuff. I got to get back in to see how he was handling the run defense. I couldn't pick it up as the game was going on. It was too much back and forth. So that's another holding pattern for me. Brandon Peely, I didn't really see him too much. I didn't feel him. It's hard to gauge all that when you're trying to pull it all together. But then he had that nice sack where it was a double and he came off one guy and he got into the guard and he just mashed him. And there's a lower end talent, but you're expected to do these things if you're looking to be a starter in the NFL. And he mushed the guy for the sack. And so that at least that, just on the candy look of it, it's up. I go back to the tape and see how it goes. So I was happy about that. But the most favorable piece of this puzzle, and the one I was really curious about, was Robert Jones. He looked good. You can see right here. Where's that thing? Okay. Oh, man, he opened it up for the first down. I think that was Mostert getting there. No, this is the second one. He opened it up for the first. No, this is the first one. He opened it up. He was the guy who got in there, drove block, and turned and opened it up for the first down. And then he did it again a few plays later. I think it was maybe a third down. I don't have the clip here for you. I had it, and it disappeared. But he looked really, really good. Physical. And then there was some nice pass blocking I saw. I didn't see everything, but I saw one. I was like, whoa, he really stonewalled this guy. And so Robert Jones, to me, looked the best of my top 5. I was very happy to see that. There's no way, in my opinion, that when Wynn and Brewer comes back, Jones doesn't start at right guard. If he doesn't start at right guard and Eichenberg does, then I think we should burn the house down here because it's total crazyville. So this is very good news for us. I thought Robert Jones did really, really well. Of course, I got to go back and check, but there was a lot of pop plays. And for a guard, that's not easy to do. So I saw 3 pop plays. Now, Paul, a lot of people he's ready to start week 1. Guys, he has some good traits. He's a very good specimen, but there's things that will compromise him very much, and we saw it in this game when he plays in the regular season. He needs more marination. This does not mean there's a bad pick, he's no good. It's just a reality. But I'm going to show you some stuff. Look, here's some film, and you can see on this one, he kind of, he sets right. He can see his feet are narrow base. This is not what you want. But he gets inside and he gets underneath. He grabs the guy and he yokes him up. His size and strength allowed him to take care of it. But again, you can see the base gets narrow. And then instead of going around, he pops into him. And a much smaller guy drives him back. And then he gets off him. And then he loses the hustle there for a second. And then you get the sack. So you could see this little thing, and it happens over and over again. There's a few things that you could see. I'm going to show you another one here. Watch right here. You see the right leg of his, how it's narrow. You don't want that. It freezes you. He's got to get a little more bend. But it's moving so fast, guys. And he loses his technique, and then he gets it. Beat, narrow base again, you can see there, and then he gets the hand to the chest. He's not getting his hands into the guy, and he gets beat inside. It doesn't affect the play, but if he doesn't make that pass, he's got to pull it back down. Now he's got a guy in his face, and this will blossom with much better players. That's all going to be on tape. Guys are going to see that, and they're going to attack it. So here's another one you can see. This is another play, and you can see the stiff leg again. So there's a few things that he needs to work on. There's a stiff leg, again, that I just talked about. And you can see this is the play following that stiff leg. You can see he gets beat to the edge because he's afraid of the inside. His knee locks and holds him in place, and then he can't get going. And then he gets beat. And so this is something that he's going to, once he starts feeling more comfortable, the game slows down. And he understands what guys could do, how good he is, and how you just hold to your technique. Don't cheat. Just play it and make it work through right technique. He's going to do really well, but it's going to take time. And he's getting all these reps because they're trying to get a lot of tape for him to go home with. They're trying to get him those physical reps so he can understand, to get the nerves out. A lot of this stuff is getting the nerves out. He's been playing football forever. He's been successful. But now he's on the NFL level. It's his whole dream here. And so all these reps are burning out those nerves. Now, they'll start again in the regular season, but all these reps are helping him in a lot of ways. But he is not ready yet. Not yet. And to talk of him starting is I think, way overblown. But he's on track to be a second-year guy, and I think he's going to be. Because these things are easy to fix, guys. I mean, not easy, but they're very small things. I mean, they're important things, but he definitely can fix that. And a lot of it starts here. And he's smart. So then we got McDaniel saying, the key for us is running when everyone knows you are running. We had a little bit of success with Jones, a little bit of non-success. Unfortunately, here's Eichenberg hiking on the ground on a 3rd and 1. They could have cut him and saved about $4 to $5 million. They could have taken that money and gotten somebody who would have been an asset. He's just not good. I don't think he's going to be good for a long time, if ever. He's a good kid. I hate doing this to him, but man, him starting the first couple of weeks, either at guard or center, is really kind of insane. Washington had a couple pop plays, little hits early on the screen. He had a nice little run side, but he had to get this one, guys. This one, how much did that hurt? That was right in the hands. It would have been beautiful for him to get that. He got open. It's a good thing. Now he's got to take the next step. He's a guy that a lot of us are high on. So the potential's there. Let's get to that next phase. Jonnu did really good. Even the one where they ran left and they came back right to Jonnu. You can see what this guy can do. He can kind of do the Debo type thing a little bit. But here's one where he was supposed to set up for a pass block. There was 2 guys. There was one here, and he froze. He did one of these things, and then he came back too late, and the guy got the inside. His dirty work, his pass blocking, his run blocking, that's going to set the platform and the table for how much success he could bring us. All the other stuff is awesome, but when he could do this stuff, it is going to take everything to the next level. It's not the end of the world. He's a pretty good pass blocker. He's a willing run blocker. This was just a bad play, but I wanted to point it out. Julian Hill, I don't got a thing of it, but he had a beautiful run block. He had a couple of nice blocks. And he struggled a little bit in his blocking, and he is a freak. And so there was some stuff in Julian Hill's tape that I really, really, really liked. Now, on the bad side, Chris Brooks had that beautiful run. You can't really take that because of what it is, but that was a big guy really bursting through and taking the long distance. But he got hurt. I don't know how serious it is. He's kind of built up some nicks, kind of sucks, although that could be something that gets him onto the practice squad, injury reserve, to hold him again for some more looks later on. I hope he's all right. He looked pretty good in some areas. I got to get back into the tape. Harlow, the new guy we got, he got hurt. He's not too good. He lacks power and gets thrown around. Sucks that he's hurt. We need bodies. I'd rather have him than Eichenberg. But he got hurt, which sucked. And then Kamara, I saw one time. The only real thing I noticed to him, they were rushing, and then he did an inside spin. But when he did that, he opened up the floodgates for the quarterback to make the big run. He's got to learn a little. That's still the rookie blues. But these are the type of things, like in a big game, if he was put in that situation and he decided to spin inside and he opened up the floodgates, and this is a game that could cost us, then you see, this is how it can be a problem. He'll learn, he'll go home, next time, you know what I'm saying? But rookie blues are rookie blues. Almost every rookie gets them. It's just how much. I got to check the rest of his tape out. If you guys in the comments, give me some pointers. And then the last thing, tell me how beautiful it was to hear Storm Duck in coverage. That was so great, Storm Duck. He had a special teams tackle, which is really good for him sticking. And then he had the nice coverage, and then hearing the announcers say, Storm Duck. We've got to somehow find a way to keep this guy. I don't know. I still pray every day. Storm Duck. It's like the best name in the history of ever. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. So anyway, guys, we win a game. I think, let me check. It's probably 13-6, 10 minutes left in the fourth. But where am I at? There was a lot of good stuff. We still don't have all pieces. Tehran wasn't in. I got to see how Jackson did. I think Jackson played. I got to go back. I was managing a Twitter in this. So I'll get back and get you a lot of film, and I'll break it down even more and dig into it and see what we can find. But there's some really good stuff. Some things that are concerning, depending on who comes back and when they come back. And some things are very exciting as far as young guys, and some things, well, we got to wait and see how it plays out. But clearly, we can throw the football. We got some pop power. We're very aggressive. We crowd the line of scrimmage. We attack. And so let's see how it rolls. Thank God, no serious injuries for any big-time players. Sucks for what we did. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Curtis saying, be well, go Fins. Curtis out. Start building your own online sportsbook today by getting signed up with aceperhead.com service that'll allow you to book action on sports from all around the world.